If you're about to start clinical years, one of the most important things you need is how to take a history. So this is how I would take a history on the wards or even in OSCEs, and this is the structure that I would follow. Now, everyone does history differently, but these are the broad categories you want to cover. So presenting complaint and history presenting complaint is essentially, why have you come in? So it'll be, oh, I'm vomiting, I've got pain in my leg, I've got pain in my abdomen, I've got headache, whatever it might be. And you explore that a bit more. So you say, where is the headache? When did it come on? Does anything make it better or worse? Then secondly, you ask them a bit more about themselves. So you say, okay, do you have any medical conditions? Have you had any surgeries or procedures in the past? Do you take any medications? This is your drug history. So any medications, any allergies? Then about their family, any history of cancer, any history of autoimmune conditions. Again, you're building up that broader picture about this patient. And then finally, the social history is about their lifestyle. So do they drink? Do they smoke? Do they work? What is their occupation? Where do they live? Who do they live with? Those sort of things. Then finally, you want to build a very broad picture. So you want to make sure you haven't missed any symptoms. So a symptoms review is where you do a top to toe check of all the symptoms you could think of. So you ask them about key things like chest pain, shortness of breath, any vomiting, any diarrhea, any issues with swallowing or speech. And then finally, you want to do an ICE, and this is especially important for exams. ICE is essentially ideas, concerns, expectations. So you literally can ask them, do you have any idea what this might be? Is there anything particular you're concerned about or worried about? And what were you hoping to get from me today from our meeting? That all helps you build a picture of what the patient is actually thinking. But yeah, I could talk about this for ages, but that is the essence of a history, why you're doing it, to build that broad picture and also understand why the patient's there, what are they worried about, what do they think is going on, and then that way you can start to build a picture in your head of what actually might be going on. And just a disclaimer, I'm a fourth year medical student, just finished fourth year. I don't know everything, so if anyone's got any corrections for me or has any better ideas, please drop in the comments below. But yeah, good luck for your clinical years.